Places that challenge scientists and make everyone confused about its existence. Welcome back to the Top 10 Mysteries. Has anyone here known a scary village where everyone who lives there falls into a deep sleep from 12 hours to 6 days in a row, and when men wake up, they suddenly crave women in an unusual way? Or until now, we have only heard about blue sea, white sand, but the world has seas with pink sand, purple sand, orange sand, red and black sand, even no sand at all, but covered with something unusual. What is it? The video also takes you to visit a place for young people who love thrills, horror, fear, especially not for the faint of heart. What are you waiting for? There are so many strange and unreal lands in the world waiting for you to go there. Join Top 10 Mysteries to travel through 10 strange places that you won't believe exist. Quaint, sleepy village. In Kazakhstan, the 9th largest country in the world, with an area of nearly 3 million square kilometers, there is a village called Kalachi that causes a quarter of the population to fall into a terrifying sleep lasting from 12 hours to 6 days, like a deep coma without any symptoms. Strangely, when the husbands wake up, they suddenly demand sex immediately, and that desire lasts for at least 1 month. They even use extremely vulgar words.
Do you know what the definition of insanity is?
Some others jump out of bed and salute the doctors in the Nazi style, shouting, "Heil Hitler!" There was a 60-year-old man who woke up thinking he was a rooster, so he clapped his hands and crowed. Some others felt like zombies. Many children woke up feeling tired, sick, crying for no reason, and could not get out of bed because their legs were too weak. Therefore, they gradually left Kalachi. Now the village has only over 300 people left, but they also suffer from severe headaches and memory loss. After investigating the matter, we found out that a few hundred meters away from Kalachi village is the town of Krasnogorsk, which used to produce uranium ore for the former Soviet Union's nuclear weapons program. It is believed that the leak of radioactive radon gas from the old mines is the culprit, but the villagers themselves do not suffer from the mysterious sleeping sickness. In addition, there are many rumors about a gold mine here, and people wanting to exploit it, so they find ways to poison the locals to force them to leave. Just like that, until now, it is still an unsolved mystery. I bet those who suffer from insomnia would want to try it once. Also, in this country, you will see trees rising out of the water like misplaced pillars in the blue-caned lake. It looks so magical, doesn't it? And there is also a giant 5-pointed star with a diameter of 366 meters in an uninhabited strip of land in Kazakhstan, which can be seen very clearly on Google Maps. Many people believe that this star is used to worship demons, evil cults, or the forces of the underworld. It is not known what its purpose is or whether it was created by Mother Nature. The second location is the One-Way Trip Island, similar to the Bermuda Triangle, a place that challenges scientists. One-Way Trip Island. Barsa Kelmis Island in Kazakhstan looks mundane, but many modern devices are disabled here. When approaching the island, the clock suddenly stops working, the compass needle rotates and cannot orient. People also feel that time sometimes passes very slowly, sometimes passes very quickly. One time, a team of healthy men brought food and provisions to the island. But years passed, and these people still did not return. A large-scale search was organized without any signs. The Soviet government sent a helicopter to search around the area, but when entering the foggy area, all the equipment on the plane was disturbed and gradually broke down one by one. There was no other way. The two pilots had to make an emergency landing and also disappeared without a trace. Not giving up, the Soviet government continued to mobilize a tank with a long cable attached, requiring the crew not to leave the vehicle on their own, and then the radio signal went silent after the vehicle entered the fog. When the tank was pulled back with a cable, the entire tank seemed to be covered in ice, and there was no one inside. In the end, no one knew what happened and what happened to those who had come to that island of no return. Have you gone to the beach this summer? I'm not talking about the blue sea and white sand, but the following special place. Let's go with me to witness those magical moments. Chain of places given by Mother Nature. First of all, we have to mention the pink sand beach of Harbor in the Bahamas. According to scientists, the reason this beach has such a rare color is because of a huge amount of tiny animals with bright pink shells, called foraminifera, living on the sand. Next is the green sand at Papakolea Beach, Hawaii. Scientifically, the green sand here originated from the Pu'u-Mahana volcanic activity 49,000 years ago. The green color of the sand comes from fragments of olivine crystals, a transparent green mineral that locals call Hawaiian diamonds, which look like green crystals or emeralds, don't you think? Over time, the waves eroded the foot of the Pu'u-Mahana volcano, causing olivine crystals in the volcanic ash to rise up and dye the beach green. The result is what it is now. Similarly, the green sand beach in Kourou, French Guiana, also gives virtual life enthusiasts millions of likes. There is pink, there is blue, so tourists who love red and like to swim can choose to go to Kaihalulu Beach in Hawaii or Rabida Island in the Galapagos Archipelago. It is known that this color is due to the oxidation of iron-rich lava ores from volcanoes, and also partly due to coral sediments washed up by the waves. Red then black, typically Vik Beach, Reynisfjara in Iceland, or Punalu, Black Sand Beach in Hawaii, and Prince William Sound Beach in Alaska. There are many, my friends. Here there is only black sand. Forget about red. It is formed by lava from basalt volcanoes exploding and flowing into the sea, then quickly cooling and creating black sand. Not only that, there is also Fifa Beach, with the only known purple sand in the world located in California, USA. The most popular theory is that the purple sand is the color of manganese garnet grains located on the steep hills and mountains close to the coast and then eroded into the sea to create a purple sand beach. Those who are loyal or like to dream should book a slot to admire it. Finally, there is Ramla Ilhamra, beach of Gozo Island with a strip of deep orange sand created from volcanic ash, combined with natural yellow limestone. And have you seen the sea without sand? It is the Glass Beach in California, USA, which contains millions of colorful, sparkling glass beads. Thanks to the waves, the old pile of glass trash has been crushed into glass sand, which looks no different from small, smooth, and not sharp pebbles. However, you should still wear shoes and sandals to be sure. The perfect couple is Shell Beach in Shark Bay, Western Australia. It has no sand, but is made up of billions of shells that have been covered for thousands of years. It looks incredibly romantic. In short, if you go to the beach and your friends ask for some specialties, just pick up a handful of sand there. Mother Nature gives it for free, so just take it. No less magical is Lenqua Maranhenses National Park, where thousands of turquoise lakes float in the middle of the desert. It is true that there is 300 times more rain than the Sahara Desert, but the lakes only appear for a short time and then disappear. What could be more wonderful than taking the opportunity to take a hot air balloon ride around? Next is the burning hot but extremely beautiful feeling of a series of volcanoes in the Reykjanes Peninsula in southwest Iceland, a country with more than 30 active volcanoes. Each time it erupts, it seems to bleed the whole city. So let the fly cam go to the lava flow to see the realness down to every centimeter. In 2024 alone, this area has experienced at least 7 eruptions. Like the one on February 8, 2024, the volcano erupted, creating a 3-kilometer-long crack and shooting lava up to 80-meter high into the air. Then on August 22nd, the fissure created by the volcano was 5.5 kilometers long. Looking at the sky, all you see is red, hot, then cold. Invite you to Banff National Park, with subarctic climate in Canada, to understand what it feels like to be extremely chill with ice. Here is Lake Louise, also known as Emerald, meaning emerald because the water has a beautiful green color, coming from the glaciers. Around the lake is a thick layer of white snow, covering the mountain ranges, and when winter comes, it brings a thick layer of ice covering the lake surface, creating a large ice rink. If you don't like to wander around, go straight to the Athabasca Glacier, which is considered the gem of Canadian tourism. Also in this country, you will see ice jellyfish. If you stand on it and take some selfies, what could be better? I won't explain this for now. Let's see if anyone can answer what this phenomenon is. After that, if anyone likes unique light, you can go to the place to admire the glowing rocks that don't look fake at all. After going down to the sea, I went up to the bright red forest. It looked like I was in a fairy tale. Or pack your backpack and go to China to see the rare sky. Do you have similar nacreous clouds where you live? It only appears in the polar regions when the sun is just below the horizon. Haotuwan is an abandoned village on Shengshan Island, Zhejiang Province, China. By 2002, the houses here were completely abandoned. Taking advantage of the situation, plants grew lush, encroaching on the roads, houses, and abandoned household items. Inside the houses were furniture and belongings that used to belong to families. All were rotten and covered with moss. The government also took advantage of turning it into a tourist destination. And here is Wyong Lake, a giant moss carpet. Anyone who doesn't know how to set foot on it will sink like a game. The Mid-Autumn Festival, or the Snow Festival, in Luoyang, China, are also hard to resist. In addition, Luoyang also has Longmen Cave, also known as Longmen Stone Cave, a massive Buddhist architectural complex. With an impressive length of up to 1 kilometer, Longmen Cave owns more than 2,745 large and small caves, hiding a massive treasure of Buddha statues with more than 10,000 statues, including a Buddha statue up to 17 meters high. As beautiful as this one is, the next one is terrifying and not for the faint of heart. In the end, what terrible things are inside? Let's go check it out together. Ancient catacombs containing thousands of strange mummies. The place for young people who love thrills, love the creepy and scary, is the Capuchin Catacombs in Palermo, Italy, considered a treasure trove of the largest number of mummies in Europe, with about 8,000 corpses, 1,284 mummified bodies, including 163 children. Many bodies were left with only bones, while some were so carefully preserved that their skin, hair, even clothes and accessories were still intact, so sophisticated that some young mummies had fake eyes attached. This is where many bodies of the wealthy were paid by their relatives to be preserved. Through the costumes, some details about their lives are revealed. For example, monks wear robes, soldiers wear uniforms, and women's dresses reflect the fashion of the time they lived. Meanwhile, the mummies of young children were dressed in the finest clothing, but little is known about their identities or the causes of their deaths. Only one is known, Rosalia Lombardo, a 2-year-old girl who died of pneumonia during the Spanish flu epidemic in 1920. Her father asked Alfredo Salifia, a famous chemistry professor at the time, to embalm his daughter. It is not clear how the embalming was done, but after many years, her skin still looked rosy as if she were just sleeping. The oldest mummy is that of the priest Silvestro da Gubbio, who died in 1599. However, discrimination persisted even in death. Physically, the mummies were divided into corridors in the Capuchin catacombs. Some were placed separately inside the catacombs. The male mummies were placed far away from the female ones. The monks kept them away from those who might have been artists or lawyers, and the children were kept away from the adults. Do you know what this rule is for? Try to guess. Do you know that places like the North Pole, South Pole, Equator, Desert, or Dead Sea all have famously harsh environments, but still have special light? Only the next place is impossible. The only place on Earth where life cannot exist. An area so harsh that it cannot sustain any form of life, called the Dalol Geothermal Area, located in the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia, Africa. A typical example of Mars on Earth, praised as the beauty of death. Yes, this is an extremely hot, salty, and acidic area. Don't be fooled by its appearance. The more beautiful things are, the more poisonous they are. Humans cannot go near Dalol because it is extremely poisonous. The poison comes from toxic gases. The reaction of saturated hot springs with salt is also toxic. And there are also volcanoes below that will explode at any time. Chlorine and sulfur gas fill the air. The temperature always exceeds 45 degrees Celsius. Underground water bubbles and flows to the surface, creating the only springs that cannot be bathed in because it is super acidic with an extremely high negative pH. There is no life in the pond, not even microorganisms. So only scientists can access Dalol. The road to hell is no less when encountering continuous big sandstorms and the Afar people, a nomadic tribe famous for their ferocity. Today's video ends here. Thank you to the Top 10 Mysteries audience for following me all this time. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do so quickly so you don't miss the latest video tomorrow. And now, goodbye, and see you again.
With